Hi, this is Rachel Lance, final vlog number 3, teaching the writer's craft. The first article that we had to read was Connecting Reading and Writing Through the Author's Craft by Debbie Rickards and Cheryl Hawes. In this particular piece, it talked about having mini lessons in each one of the reading and writing assignments. They used an example such as when they read The Bridge to Terabithia, that they showed the kids how the dialogue made the characters change throughout, and that each time that it was important to make sure that you would pick one strand or one thread from that lesson to basically bridge over to another lesson through the day in the reading and the writing. And I think that's very important. The only time I can remember that happening for me was like in kindergarten. When my kindergarten teacher, she would read us a book and she would pick out one little lesson or one little thread in there and repeat it like several times through that day to kind of hone in, yes, this is what this was about, to make sure it was ingrained in us what she was actually talking about. I can't really remember this being used in any of my other classes. It's always been just, here's the lesson, and that's what you get, and move on. I think that this would be much more effective for students, and hopefully we could all use this a little more in our future teaching. The second article was Why Collie Writes Well by Katie Wood-Ray. It was talking about why a 7-year-old wrote as well as he did about the little snake. First reason she said that he writes well is because he was passionate and he liked it, and I totally 100% agree with this. We're going to write well, and we're going to read over lots of stuff that we like. If it's something that we're not interested in or don't like, we're not going to take nearly as much time or effort to even mess with it. I think that, like she was talking about, making sure that each day that she's actually building up stamina for these kids to write was important. But I really, really think that for the student to have something that they even want to write about is even more important in making sure that they get the grammar and getting the reading done and all that good stuff. In school, I think around 3rd and 4th grade, our teachers were much better about having a certain grammar type assignment to go with the reading or writing, but was much more lenient in letting us pick what we wanted to write about or read about in using that particular lesson, which was very helpful, I know, for my own reading and writing. The last article was Developing the Craft of Writing in 6th Grade The Classroom by Judith Egmeyer. She's talking in there about reading with a writer's eye, basically making sure as you're reading that you're looking at it from a writer's standpoint, that you're got the grab leads, you're making sure you're getting their attention, but you're actually actively looking for that as you're reading. I thought it was very important. She talked in there about modeling the notebooks to the students. She had great ideas, and most of us have really good ideas of how something works, and we know how it works, but unless we actually model it for the students, I don't think it's going to be very effective, because she talks about getting her own notebook and sharing her own entries in there to her students to show them how it is done. And I can't remember anywhere in my school career where a teacher would open up a notebook and say, this is how I did this. It's always that I can remember and that I can think of just been, it's totally out of the textbook, this is how it's done, and here you go. I think this is much more effective because the students not only get their text format of how it's done, but they can also see how it applies in real life from someone else. And I think that gives the kids a little bit more confidence because they know that their teacher actually knows what she's talking about. So I think that's a little more effective and beneficial for our students. And so this is vlog number 3, the last one for our class, and this is Rachel Lance.